What's up, witches? Oh, Pi. What's up, witches? It's Luna the Zen Witch and Pi Wacket and his bird back there to say happy day before Samhain and to welcome you to another unboxing. Now I'm all discombobulated. I have been choosing decks this week leading up to Samhain 2020 to celebrate the fact that it's Samhain, and the one today is just like epitomizes. This deck is called the Phoenix Cards, Reading and Interpreting Past Life Influences with the Phoenix Deck by Susan Sheppard, illustrated by Toni Taylor. One of the themes at Samhain is past lives. I mean, we're talking about crossing over. We're celebrating the dead. We're celebrating that transition of life. And to have a deck like this, and of course, you know, it's divination time of year. The veil is thin, so things are more accessible to us, including our own past lives and our own subconscious. And so this is a deck that can take you in that direction. I've had this a long time. The Phoenix cards and book comprise the first method of divination especially created for delving into your past lives. Discover how the times and places of previous incarnations influence and inspire you today. Understand the puzzling elements of your personality. Come to terms with unexplained fears and recognize latent talents with the knowledge gained from your Phoenix readings. Contents are 28 full-colored Phoenix cards representing the cultures of the world, 272-page illustrated quality paperback book. Not a cheap one, a quality one. An award-winning poet, artist, and astrologer, as well as a highly respected working psychic, Susan Sheppard is of Native American, Dutch, English, and Celtic descent. She's also the great-great-grandniece of the American mystic John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. I'll be damned. In this book, I mean the whole Apple connection at Samhain and all, wow, my mind is blowing. Okay, in this book, Ms. Sheppard offers a system of past life study that is remarkable in its scope, as well as its openness to other approaches that the reader can bring to bear on his or her own research. This is published by Destiny Books. Cover illustration by Toni Taylor, cover design by Leslie Phillips. So Toni, illustrated by Toni Taylor. In a sleeve with a big book. Oh, I have to light a charcoal. Hold up. I have so much to get out this Samhain. Can you tell? I just have felt this need to really, get on it for Samhain this year. And I've been working in this direction since I rebooted my channel more than a year ago. So I'm living my harvest for all to see. Anyway, let's look at the book. 1990. About the Phoenix cards, and we have instructions for using them, and then the cards themselves. So I'm going to tell you how to use them first, because I think you need to know that as I'm looking through the deck. Instructions for using. All right, first of all, let's look at what the cards have on them. Okay, they're just talking about it in general here. Symbol, place, time, groups, language groups, appearance, traits, conclusion. I think that's a section in each of the cards. All right. Sit quietly with your deck for 2 or 3 minutes. Allow your mind to relax and calm, and imagine yourself entering regions only reached through dreams. Feel yourself rooted to the earth with easy access to the spiritual forces that swirl around you. Take the Phoenix cards in your left hand, the hand of intuition and feeling, pardon me, and hold them for a moment. Begin to shuffle the deck, keeping the idea in mind that you will be given important clues regarding your most significant past lives. Place the deck face up in front of you, and starting with the top card, lay them out in 4 rows of 7 from left to right. I obviously can't do that here. I'll just be going through. You will need a large table or floor. Yeah. Look at the different images briefly, then close your eyes and center yourself once again. And important to try to just stay with the impact of the visual image, the color, the form, not what the image means to you, not what you can identify or name it as. That's left brain. You're trying to, the right brain is the access to psychic information. Right brain is the access to past life information. And that works through vision and symbol. So think about just how you respond to, like I said, the colors, the form, the energy of the image, and go through them quickly to get those responses. Speak your own name slowly with your eyes closed. Imagine yourself in a white or golden light of spiritual protection. After this has been accomplished, so yeah, you're just going to put up your shields. After this has been accomplished, look at the cards again and choose the 7 cards to which you feel most drawn. Try not to make choices strictly in terms of favorite colors or subject matter. It's not a question of taste. Instead, choose the cards that seem most meaningful, powerful, or pleasing to you. Keep the cards organized in the order in which you selected them. Now, another thing that you can do, so it says pleasing to you, not necessarily. I would say just what you react to. Feel the reaction in your body. So they've made a good point not to be reacting to color, because then we go into, oh, that's my favorite color, So it's about the vibe of the image, whether you react to it positively or negatively. If you have a strong negative reaction to an image, I'd want to know what that was about. I would want to understand that, because that might have been from a lifetime that set up some big ass karma that you're dealing with in this lifetime, that has ripened for you in this lifetime. So yeah, you're reacting to these images. You take the other ones and put them in a pile. You lay them out in order. And then it says, remember to keep a record of your card choices in their original order so you can use the past life mandala later. Now that you've chosen your 7 cards, refer to the descriptions, blah, 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 and just, read and see what you get. So now let's look at the cards. And I found, I know I don't have written down anywhere the ones that I first chose, but, the ones that you really vibe to that way are going to be that way. They're going to stay that way. It's not going to change. Here's the back image. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, yes. Rising from the ashes, indeed. And, that's the phoenix in all of us. And that is a great symbol of reincarnation, that we go through this cycle of birth and death and birth and death. And that's what helps us to work it all out. I have them in order. So I'm reshooting going through these cards because I'm really having a tough time getting my head around how to kind of do a reading with them for you. We're just going to go through and look at the images, and then I'm going to shuffle and pull one. And what I'm asking for is just a message of Jesus, Mercury, fuck you. What I'm looking for is a message of a collective lifetime, of a time when we were together before. Who says we weren't? So let's look at everybody. If you're watching this now, we're going to pull a card that is a lifetime we have shared. Let's go. Let's look at the images. I'm not going to comment about cultures, because if you get your hands on this deck, it's probably out of print. And I'm sure you recognize these. That was Mayan, that was Egyptian. I love that image so much. I believe that's Roma. Not sure. You could see how very different the images are and how very representative they are of, particular cultures. I like that one too. I don't think I have written down what mine were. So, what you can do with this deck is just as you pick it up to read it, and probably, one card, because there's a lot of information with each card. But just ask about which of my past lives is manifesting right now, which lifetime's impact, is affecting me karmically right now, what's ripening for me. And I love that term. I always have loved that term in terms of karma, of ripening, of just, you set things in motion, and they have a life cycle and a course to go through. And sometimes the course is a long, long time, and sometimes it isn't. It's like the different planets with their different cycles, their different solar cycles and lengths of time. So, when you set something big in motion, it's going to be slower moving. Things that are bigger are slower moving. And so, it takes longer to move forward, and as it's moving forward, it's gathering more energy to it. Something that's little karmas, their life cycle can be kind of instantaneous, but the longer the cycle, generally, the bigger the impact when it comes around. All right. So let's look at how they shuffle. And I think, too, doing the 7-card one, I remember doing it. It was kind of overwhelming. I think it's interesting to log them first. And I mean, there are times when if you're in that headspace to do that much deep searching at one go, 7 past lifetimes, have at it. Right now, I feel like it would be overwhelming. So you could do like, here's my 7 most significant, and list those somewhere as a reference, kind of like a natal chart. But then in real time, just ask about give me a significant lifetime. Tell me about a lifetime where something significant happened that is ripening right now, and see what insight you get from that. Okay. And honestly, I don't really remember, I don't know that there's divinatory. Anyway, I'm going to cut with my left hand. You know what? I'm going to do this. So if you might concentrate with me. I'm coming back here. It's like right there. Okay. Let's see what this one is. It's the card, the 11 card. Yugoslavian Earth Goddess. This is fascinating to me because my grandmother was Slovakian, and I never met her. And I have been consciously saying I need to do some research into tribal cultures in the region of Hungary and Slovakia, and look at that cultural heritage. I want to know about those goddesses. And here we have the Yugoslavian Earth Goddess. All right. And down at the bottom here, it says the guise of the goddess. So there's a key phrase on each of these when you go through the book. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. Then we have symbols. So that kind of list that I mentioned in the beginning, here's how it plays out with each card. Your choice of symbol is a pre-Christian clay figurine of a Yugoslavian goddess. It is believed that the goddess is sifting grain that symbolizes a fruitful harvest and the transforming power of the earth. Harvest. Samhain. Happy Samhain. The place. There is not one square inch on this planet that does not hold the remnants of a goddess tradition. Behind the facade of every world culture lie the creative and magical workings of the female principle. The spot on which you now stand holds within it the stirrings of a female deity who came in the guise of a goddess. Perhaps she is the Lakota white buffalo calf woman or the Hopi spider goddess. To the Sumerians, she was Inanna. Among the Assyrians and Babylonians, she was called Ishtar. Likewise, she is Diana the huntress, Shakti the transformer, or the beautiful snake goddesses of Crete. Whatever her name, she holds the spiritual and elemental power within you and yearns to be recognized and summoned forth. The goddess tradition, so here's time. That was place, this is time. The goddess tradition has been a major force for at least 20,000 years and perhaps even longer. This particular Yugoslavian earth goddess dates from around 400 BC. Groups. The goddess tradition includes all world cultures, especially those of great antiquity. The style of this Yugoslavian goddess is European, but is similar to other ancient figurines found throughout the world. So this isn't just, past life specific to this culture, this geographic region, but it in a much broader sense as well. And I am so delighted right now. I can't imagine what else I could have picked. Okay. Language groups. All ancient tongues are included. Appearance. All physical traits are represented. Traits. Courage, wisdom, and sensuality are the forces behind the goddess tradition. There is a pronounced spirituality that recognizes the power of the elemental forces. Goddess spirituality is experienced directly through rain, wind, stone, flora, and storm, rather than residing in an abstract heaven. There is a respect for the powers of the earth and for natural cosmic forces. Feeling for myth, legend, and poetry is at the forefront. Sexuality is seen as a path to spiritual transformation. The essence of the divine is felt as a feminine aspect. She comes in many different guises. Her first manifestation is that of the maiden or child woman within. There's a wisdom about her that is found only in purity and innocence. She is the virgin with the head of a sleeping unicorn in her lap. She is the muse of the gentle poet. Her wisdom is gained naturally through intuition, and the blossoming potential for growth that she offers is like fertile earth in springtime. Buds begin to flower like young breasts, mountain streams unthaw and flow like the first menses. The maiden goddess offers unselfish trust in the first stirrings of love. You know what I didn't do? Even though they are talking so loudly, ancestors and allies, guides and guardians, welcome. You are clearly here. I offer you water. I offer you perfume and the fire of Azrael. And the goddess. Tee-hee-hee. Okay. The mother aspect of the goddess presents the centered power of female spirituality. She is the fruitfulness of the earth with a bountiful purse of eggs. She experiences her elemental power in mature womanhood. She is the mother who nurtures and the keeper of peace on our planet. Yet she holds within her the power of storms and all phases of the weather. Her chants can still the winds, and she can unleash or stop the rain. The Mother Goddess holds dominion over all natural forces, positive and negative, material and ethereal. She holds the pure joy of sexuality and embodies cosmic harmony and balance. She represents the most creative aspects of the personality for both men and women and is likened to the luminous abundance of the full moon. The crone, happy Samhain, or old wise woman aspect of the goddess offers the transformative powers of death. She is nearing the end of her life and lives between the changing worlds. Her wisdom holds the knowledge of this world and the power of the next. With maturity, magic is experienced in everything. True fact. She is the witch who wills the tables to dance and interprets the changes of the weather. Her path is clear, and she makes few mistakes. Her physical body has begun to wither like the leaves of the autumn trees, but her spiritual power is more pronounced. So mote it be. She holds a twinkle of knowledge in her hooded eyes. She is the grandmother to all enlightened beings who seek her. The crone peers boldly into the next world and offers us her vision. She stands on the threshold of death, waiting to be reborn, more daring and alive than ever, in the beautiful flesh of the maiden. Women and poets have long been aware of the feminine receptive forces that stir within them. There is a power felt within the idea of the other, where selfhood can be merged and transformed. Like moonlight that is reflected, not simply mirrored, it gives forth a subtle, mysterious, and beautiful aura. In this light, knowledge arises naturally from intuition. Such knowledge can be more accurate and precise than knowledge gained through logical deduction. Ideas formed under the moon, writes M. Esther Harding in Women's Mysteries, have a power and compelling quality that ideas originating in the head rarely have. Okay, Esther Harding, Women's Mysteries, Ancient and Modern, a psychological interpretation of the feminine principle as portrayed in myth, story, and dreams, 1955. I'd like to have a copy of that. Conclusion. If you have chosen the Yugoslavian Earth Goddess as your past life symbol, since we have chosen as our collective past life symbol, you have undergone some major changes over the last few years. These changes have most likely taken place in your attitude, personal philosophy, and individual perspective on the world. You may have matured a great deal. You may even have made a major change in your lifestyle or career. You feel especially connected to past tradition and are most comfortable in the company of women. It is very important that your family supports you. You need a stable base before you can truly reach out to the rest of the world. There are times when you feel you're developing too slowly and the world is passing you by. You need to learn that an unhurried approach to life builds a much better foundation for the future. That's why I've taken a solid year of building this channel. It's just like it's going to take the time it takes. There we go. Don't feel bad if it seems as though your friends are getting ahead of you. You will soon catch up. Trust your inner voice, for it is wise. If you are a male and have chosen this card, it indicates that you are coming into touch with the more intuitive, nurturing parts of your personality. So mote it be, and blessed be, my brothers. You are evolving into a more complete human being and claiming intuitive powers you have long denied. You are now more sensitive to the life forces that swim around you. If you have an interest in developing your psychic abilities, this is the time to do it. The goddess has many identities. You may feel more in tune with Diana or Artemis, the powerful huntress who loves to chase and conquer. She is the lady of the wild things who has respect for nature and the elemental forces. She is a bold woman who loves to achieve and the protector of the weak and young. Diana is shrewd, wise, and precise. It is impossible to subvert her or take advantage of her. She is the strong goddess aware of the full measure of her powers. Perhaps you are more like Venus or Aphrodite. You may feel within you the gentle movement of love and beauty. Your feminine power is soft, compelling, and irresistible. Your image is stunning enough to steal the wits from the wise. Like Venus, you are the goddess of water and feeling. You gain an ethereal knowledge through osmosis and intuition, but you have your own type of strength. The winds flee before her, flowers blossom on the landscape under her eye. The myrtle is her tree, and the dove is her bird. No matter which goddess you feel an affinity with, you are a born sensualist. There is a complexity in your choices, and you often change the course of your actions. Sometimes it is difficult for you to decide whether to be assertive or cooperative. You have a soft quality about you, but there is a core of strength that you can easily tap. You may have begun your life as a kindly Aphrodite, helping and assisting others, and have grown into the courageous Artemis. Like her, you are a protector of those who suffer, are abandoned, or are miserably exploited. Both qualities may be summoned forth in times of need. You may even enjoy collecting beautiful stones, abandoned birds' nests, fragrant plants, and other expressions of nature. It is likely that you are a sky watcher with a keen interest in fiery sunsets, the luminous phases of the moon, eclipses, and other planetary configurations. Your attunement with nature may have earned you a reputation for being witchy or strange. Imagine that. From the Old English word witch, W-Y-C-H, meaning to shape or to bend, witch simply means that you are wise, resourceful, skilled, and able to adapt to the forces of nature. Just remember, people like you add spice to the dull lives of others who are not as attuned to these hidden expressions of life. Well, my witches, we managed to pick the witchy card as our shared past lifetime. I love Samhain. I truly, truly do. And I love you guys as well. I am assuming that this deck is out of print. But you know what? I'm going to check that out for you right the fuck now. Because it's so worth having. But you can see how long a reading is. Oh, no. With the Phoenix deck. All right. I'm seeing it on Amazon. I am seeing it available. So off you go. Don't know if that might be a knockoff or not, but off you go. And you can also see how, doing 7 cards would be overwhelming. There is so much information, but every single word of it is great information. So I would say if you get your hands on this deck, give yourself permission to just go at it how you feel you want to go at it, not just, 7 cards. Again, maybe I'd probably do it in a ritual. Set up, ask the ancestors in. This would be a great Samhain ritual if you have this deck. So this would be a perfect deck to use during a Samhain ritual. Ask the ancestors in, ask for information on past lives. I like the spreading them out and scanning because it's a small deck, so you can take your time. It clearly worked today. I hope you dug that. What are you doing for Samhain, you guys? What are you doing tomorrow? Samhain full moon. If you haven't seen it already, check out my video on the full moon chart for Samhain and the energies at work and how to use those in your Samhain ritual. I'm here every damn day for an unboxing and a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming out too. So I'm finally kind of on the go. It took a Mercury retro to get me moving forward. Thanks for hanging out with me. Subscribe to my channel. Please hit like on this video because that helps me out a lot. And if you set notifications, you're going to hear from me every single day. Ding! That's Luna in my inbox. Puting, like my phone says. My phone says puting. So I hope that you're planning a safe and potent and powerful Samhain ritual for tomorrow. And I'll see you then. I'll see you on the flip side. All right. Take care, you guys. By the way, Patreon, Discord, you can buy me a deck. I'll do a reading for you with it. All that kind of stuff. If you've watched any of my videos, you've heard all this shit before. I don't feel like saying it again. Anyway, I love you. Blessed Samhain. See you tomorrow. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.